I don't work with a lot of females. I think I've worked with the most one each time. I'm at a supervisor. I'm an E8. The highest you can go in the Army is an E9. A lot of men won't respect a female in a leadership position. It's just the way it goes. However, I'm a strong female, and whether you respect me or not, fake it, do what you gotta do. But I'm very technical, and I will make sure that my leadership and the person that I am will reflect the duties that are given to you. And it's not easy. It's not easy when you're a female, and especially when you're a mother and you're breastfeeding, or you're pregnant and you have to wear your boots. It's tough. It was tough.
I was extremely burned out. My grades weren't doing so well. I was extremely poor. So they offered the $20,000 to go back to college. So I joined for 2 years, just to get my $20,000 to go back to college, obtain my scholarships, and then be able to be a high roller at that point. But 16 years later, I'm still in. So.
I've been in the military 19 years. I joined in 1991 when I graduated high school. I met my current husband in the military, and we sort of understand our roles. So when I'm out or he's gone, we know where we need to step up or step back.
I deployed to Iraq. I went there for the initial invasion in 2003, 2003, and I stayed all the way till 2005. So I stayed 18 months there on ground. I was infantry. I was a ground pounder, so I was in downtown Baghdad.
My husband and I met each other 5 years ago in the military. We just got married on his leave when he was home from Iraq in December. He got home in April, so we're still adjusting to him being home after being alone for a year.
The beginning, it was just really, if you felt threatened, the ROE, which is rules of engagement, were very lax. So you were able to go investigate or go hunt down someone if you felt they were a threat to you. We were able to push people off the sides of the road, because they would pull up to you, they would stop your vehicle, and you would get sniped. They'd shoot sniper fire from you from the top. So we pushed them off. This last time, however, we weren't allowed to do that. With the coin from General Petraeus, coin meaning counterinsurgency. We were there to win the hearts and minds. We were there to give the country back to the Iraqis and let them, be a sovereign nation.
When I'm home, my kids expect me. They know my uniform. When I'm home, it's Mama. We do the reading. I fall asleep sometimes in my kids' rooms, and that's tough too on my husband because he wants attention as well.
She brought the kids back in to bed with her, and I think that was comfort for her, to have someone in the bed with her and the kids. So when I get back, I'm trying to have my own space and everything, and having to kick the kids back into the room, and they're not wanting to sleep. They're wanting to keep creeping back in here, and so there's no reintegration time, that you want to have with your wife after you've been gone for a while. And
my husband and I still adjust to each other. Even knowing what we do on a daily basis, we still adjust to each other. But like in every family, every marriage, it takes work. It takes work to adjust to a family life, regardless. 10 kids, 1 kid, baby, no babies, a relationship is hard.
The best is probably, they get to carry around guns. And they fight for our freedom. Most of the time. And another good part is we get to go to their work and play. And the bad part is they come home like at 5. sometimes, and then when they get home, we have to finish our homework and then go to bed, so we don't see him that much.
During the first war, when they found all those millions of dollars with Saddam, but they gave that back to us to distribute into the community and try to help their economy. So we were paying people to come do odd jobs for us, whatever, and I had this Iraqi show up and he said, I need electricity. I said, can you wire something to the generator? He said, yes, mister, yes, sir, I can do electricity. He was decked out in a suit and everything, so we're sitting back there and all of a sudden I hear zzz, and about maybe 3-4 seconds later, I hear a screwdriver hit the floor and you hear it bouncing over, so I go around the back and this guy, his name's Ali, he's laying on the ground. You know, he about electrocuted himself. And so I was like, Ali, you said you do electric. He said, mister, I just need work. I'll do anything you say so. But when we got extended, they moved us to Bayat, to Baghdad International Airport. Well, I snuck Ali in there, and he opened up an internet store. He had bought like 20 those old little computer screens that are green or whatever, and he was extremely proud. Look, he always called me Andrew. He said, look, he said, I get internet. I said, Ali, I said, you're going to be rich now. You're going to be good, you know.
We do better as a married military couple than most couples do, not knowing when they have to go and what they have to do. So I guess it's how you how much you love, I guess, is what you would say. The biggest negative that I've had is that there's some times where I've missed my kids lose a tooth and the tooth fairy doesn't show up, or I call home and my son can't breathe because he misses me so much, or my daughter, wants to be somewhere and I just can't be there.
We usually will come at night, and then so we'll just say goodnight, love you, and then we'll come in the morning and we'll say have a good day. Well, that was just for me because I missed Andrew and started crying. So my mom just put that in there, so.
When I retire, my responsibilities will go from 130 soldiers to just 2 kids. So if I have to be the lunch lady at one of their high schools, being responsible for the bread, I'll do that, just so that they know that their mom is right there. I don't know if they like that in high school, but we laugh about it all the time. My youngest brother will deploy with me now to Kosovo this year, side by side. He'll be my brother at arms. My oldest brother did his duty. Now he's a disabled vet, and we are very, very close. We support each other in everything they do, and my brothers stand beside me, never behind me or never in front of me, always beside me.
Well, our unit was involved in a lot of some of the main missions that we did in the 101st. A lot of them that a lot of people didn't know about. We helicoptered into most of our missions, and just the diversity of everything that was going on. We were still young, and.
My older brother Ray, he's served with the 101st Airborne Infantry, and he was in the first Gulf War. And after seeing his dedication, to the service, to our country, me and my sister, I think, kind of followed in his footsteps. Him coming back as a veteran.
My brother went away and probably saw things that I would never see or understand. He came back drinking, addicted to alcohol, and definitely had a huge effect on us as a family. But we never stepped aside to let him deal with it alone.
Well, my PTSD, it came later on because I didn't want to acknowledge that I had some issues with myself as far as being where I was at in combat and having to basically not knowing if you're going to come home or if you're going to ever see your family again. With my PTSD, I have a lot of demons that I've had to deal with, and I still do. But being able to go to counseling and being around family that understands now, I don't have a perfect life, I don't, but it's always easier when you have that support.
Decompressing, there's issues. There's issues when you see certain things, when you see, I lost 2 soldiers the first time. The first one I lost was really hard. It was really, I wouldn't say emotionally hard at the time because you're a man, you're an infantry guy, you're supposed to be there, and I'm supposed to be there to jack people up and not cry over this guy. He knew what happened, he knew why he was coming here. If he died, he died. That's the mentality you kind of have to have. But then when you go back to your little private quarters or something like that, that's when you kind of reflect, like, this sucks, I have to write a note to his parents, I have to let them know, that their son just died, their son that they entrusted me with, that I was supposed to take care of, that I promised I'd bring back. So those little things kind of weigh on you.
So the adjustment for me is, it's a little difficult even just being back for one day. You just have to start thinking in a different set of mind, being back to a father and a husband and family life.
I think decompressing, coming back, to me, was everybody expecting you to be messed up. And I think that was the hardest thing. So, like, if I get mad at Anna, if I get mad at the kids, in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, I hope she don't think I'm just getting mad because I have PTSD, or, am I getting mad just because I've been in Iraq? No, I'm getting mad at the same stuff I got mad at before, but they forget that, but it's basically when you go, from the day you go and the day you come back, it's, I'm trying to explain it right. What happens is those 365 days that you're gone, that was yesterday. 2 days ago I was here. So it's like you come back and expect everything to be almost exactly the same, but in all reality it's not.
I've been able to kind of get a grip on my PTSD. I mean, I still have my moments of just being caught up in, like, wow, I remember that, and certain things will sometimes trigger me and bring me to a point of where I have to realize that I'm not there, I'm here. But getting through them is when you finally say, I made it through that, so I can make it through what I'm going through now. So I think that's the key to it.
The things we try to teach the soldiers is, your wife's, your spouse has been taking care of the bills, they've been taking care of the kids. Don't go back there and just snatch the checkbook from her and say, hey, thank you, but I got it now. That's the things that you have to let go.
I think the counseling they offer the soldiers when they return is tremendous. I think they do what they can and hope that all Americans just adjust, but I don't think you'll ever adjust to an experience you had somewhere else.
Road rage, I think, for a lot of soldiers is bad, and especially in this area, people don't drive that well anyway, and then you add on the stressors of where, when you're in Iraq, you're driving this huge old vehicle and everybody gets out of your way, now all of a sudden you're having to go the speed limit, you're having to stay behind someone, you're having to follow rules that you don't necessarily have to follow over there, and what do you mean I ran a stop sign? I didn't even see it, you're just kind of used to that. My in-laws live across the street, and like, I want some privacy, leave me alone, don't be staring in my window every night, but then, the other 99% of the time you're like so happy that they're there.
I love the military, and I love what it's given to me, to include discipline, financial stability. I don't have an education. I have a couple years in college, but I have everything that my parents never had.
Besides marrying my wife, this is probably my biggest accomplishment in this last year. And this is the Sergeant Audie Murphy Award. Only 2% have ever made it, have ever been inducted into Audie Murphy. So there are 7 of us out of between 18 and 20,000 soldiers in Iraq that only 7 of us were inducted into this. This top one right here is a Bronze Star. I received a Bronze Star in the first campaign as well as the second. I have 2 Bronze Stars. I have 5 Army Commendation Medals, 5 achievement medals, Army Achievement Medals. These are good conduct medals.
I do what I do because I love what I do. And if you have an opinion, I can't change it. I'm proud to wear this uniform. I'll wear it until I retire. I'll be buried in it if I could. But for those people that do respect what I do and shake my hand and come to me and thank me for my service, I sometimes tear up because, wow, it's one team, one fight.
But there's a lot of people that will walk up to you and say thank you for your service, you know, and that's sometimes the greatest gratitude you can get is for someone that you don't know, is to walk up to you and see my vest, or sometimes going to high schools and talking about the military.
You know, I don't want to be on camera to try to defend what we do or anything, but we're proud of what we do, you know, and any soldier that you ever see, you know, I mean, I don't agree that you have to go up and thank them or show them how much you appreciate them, but when you sleep in a warm bed at night, you know, and you feel safe in one of the best countries in the world, just remember that, you know, our forefathers, everybody before us, you know, the quote greatest generations of, you know, they all went to war and fought and come back, and you know, it's just the nature of the beast. You know, our grandkids and great grandkids are going to be fighting someone's always going to hate.
I just want to say that you know, serving my country is one of the bigger highlights, biggest highlight in my life. You know, I have a tattoo right here that says U.S. Army. It's like a badge of honor.
I can never ever replace some of the soldiers and friends that I've lost in the military, but I'm proud to be the person I am and the soldier that I am and the mother I am, with all that one decision in 1991, June 6th, right out of high school.